Whether it's hip-hop, rap, rock, or even some classical music by Charles Gounod, it's a given fact that most of us love music. But what's the reason for this? And why do some music habits help us through sad times, or in some cases, make us feel depressed? These are some of the questions I will be answering in this video, and some of the answers seem to be linked to chemistry. So in 2011, Valerie Salimpour and other scientists observed a group of individuals who, on a consistent and reliable basis, experienced emotional arousal or musical chills, and they were then told to make a playlist of their favourite music. The individuals were then told to listen to their favourite music whilst the scientists recorded their brain activity with techniques such as magnetic resonance imaging, or more commonly known as MRI. Okay, so the scientists were able to measure any changes in brain activity and could recognise the exact regions of the brain where these changes in activity occurred, before, during and after the individuals played the music. The results indicated that intense pleasure in response to music can lead to dopamine release in a part of the brain known as the striatal system. What's interesting is that this is the part of the brain that is also highly active when we do things unnecessary for survival, such as sex and food consumption. These activities also involve surges in the neurotransmitter dopamine, which makes you feel good. This is a way of your body rewarding you with things that were essential for survival, i.e. such as sex and food consumption. And this is why even unhealthy habits, such as cocaine use, can become so addictive. Drugs such as cocaine actually inhibit the natural removal of dopamine from areas surrounding neurons, and therefore the dopamine can continually stimulate these neurons and exasperate these intense feelings of pleasure, leaving us craving more. So this essentially showed that listening to, say, Charles Gounod or Justin Bieber affects the same areas of the brain as chocolate, sex, or cocaine. They all lead to this similar spike in dopamine levels, the feel-good chemical, leading to us craving more, giving these things we just mentioned their addictive nature. But obviously, the music that leads to this feel-good experience is subject to cultural factors and personal experience, so may differ for each individual. But the underlying chemical changes, i.e. the surge in dopamine, remains true for us all. Right, moving on to the second topic. Why do some music habits, such as listening to sad music, help us through sad times, or in some cases, make us feel more depressed? Well, the evidence suggests that people with tendencies to clinical depression also respond to music differently. For example, a person who has had a recent breakup might listen to Adele's Someone Like You, have a good cry, and then walk away feeling better, focusing on thoughts of moving on and becoming stronger through their experiences. A person with a tendency to depression, however, might listen to the same song but focus on thoughts of how love never works out for them, or how they will never be able to fall in love with anyone else. Thus, instead of feeling better, their negative thought patterns are only deepened by listening to such a song. And in this particular study, all participants felt more depressed after listening to the sad song they had nominated. But for a healthy person, this feeling is probably no more than a minor blip in their day, and even may help them obtain some important psychological benefits along the way. For a person who is already severely, possibly clinically depressed, listening to music that makes you feel worse could be quite dangerous. So what this research shows us is that when we feel depressed, we may need to be careful about the music we listen to. Pharrell Williams might be the last thing we feel like listening to when we are feeling down, but finding music that connects us with happy times in our lives, or that emphasizes positive messages, could be just what we need to renew our energy and help us cope better.